Vision hunt.
Guess we can rest a bit. I still have a lot to do with the guild. How about you take a rest while I...
It's a mystery what awaits. Oh, it's a miracle life. It's a miracle day. It's a miracle day.
At last it is visible. अरे जंगलिंग पूरा भरा पड़ा है मेरे पास.
Draw yourself a future with me. It's a mystery what awaits. Oh, it's a miracle life. It's a miracle day. It's a miracle life. It's a miracle day.
Nice.
No escape! Shine down!
To dust!
There is no escape! Shine down! Illusion shattered! There is no escape! Ad Astra at
कैरेक्टर्स की कमी पड़ गई।
Ben. escape.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
Illusion shattered.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Shine down. Torn to oblivion. There is no escape.
Let's light it up. Advent.
Shine down!
Let's light it up! Off we go! I'm going in!
Retribution!
There is no escape! Illusion shattered!
Let's light it up! It's gonna hurt in the morning! Off we go!
Shine down!
Let's light it up! Off we go!
There is no escape!
Everybody stand back!
Burning this?
Ad Astra at...
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back? You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. Guess we can rest a bit.
My demon expelling mantra is ready.
down!
A touch of frost.
Ha! There is no escape! Now you shall perish! Ha!
One with my blade. Spirit blade. Quake.
Let's dance.
Swift and merciful. From whence you came. To dust.
Ha! Illusion shattered!
Oh no! Let the show begin. Hi.
A touch of frost.
Ouchie. Oh.
There is no escape!
One with my blade. Quake!
Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down!
What's our objective?
Is it just Paimon, or is there something weird about those hilly trails over there? Paimon thinks so too. We've seen plenty of hilly trails before, and they're always the bad guys. But this is different. Uh-oh. This is right by the Wangshu Inn too. Oh, the guests are in great danger. Now that we've seen it, if we don't do anything about it, Paimon will feel really guilty. Let's go take care of them.
Illusion shattered! There is no escape!
These super evil hilly trolls are more difficult to defeat than the usual kind, too. Hey! Seems like people are gathering over there. Wonder what they're doing. Whoa! See that guy in the mask? He's scared off. Oh, you mean like Xiao? Now that you mention it, this guy's mask is kind of similar to the one that he wears, but the magic he was using seemed even more adeptacy than Xiao's.
Please, if you're here to thank me, there's no need. Wait, who are you? One had assumed you were followers.
My name's Paimon, and this is...
One sees. One too shall introduce oneself. The one before you is the adept one descended from one's mountain abode to cleanse the world of evil, whereupon fate saw
बहुत
fit
खराब
our
figure लग
paths to
रहा है।
cross.
Our wishes? Paimon thought that the...
There are different levels of adept, yet it is unbecoming of an adepti to boast of one.
Have you seen the Master of Stars in action? His power truly hails from the divine.
दाल में कुछ
I
तो
believe
काला
that
है।
now there is finally some hope for my ailing. Watching him use his magic is all the proof you need. Not long ago, I sought some medicine from him on behalf of my ailing father. Once it was boiled and ready, it gave off this really ethereal mist. Adepti medicine is surely the most potent. Sure, you have to make some sacrifices if you seek help from an adeptus like the Master of Stars.
The Millilith don't really need to do shifts when the Master of Stars is around, do they? I'm a merchant, and I had an especially valuable batch of goods that needed transporting recently. So, reason being, monsters run a mile as soon as he so much as holds up his talisman. It didn't come cheap, of course, but then soliciting the services of an adeptus is a monumental affair. Just look at the rite of dissension, so I can accept it.
सबसे सामान चोरी करता है।
Finally, a life. Oh, after my fiance had been left. But then I turned to the Master of Stars for help. At his suggestion, I started burning paintings of my fiance and casting the ashes into... I can't explain it, but it really worked. I'm so overjoyed.
What do you think? One's adherents... Surely you jest. All things are connected. That which more... In other words, their wishes are already...
Nope. It makes them way more...
Indeed. You...
Okay.
Oh? You need but ask. One wanders among mortals.
Ah, got it.
Now then, what are your wishes? So be it. But first,
What's that supposed to mean?
the way of the Adepti cannot be grasped from words alone.
What do? Paimon doesn't understand him at all. Oh, that's right. Well, Paimon's not forking over anymore. You don't even have a vision. Hey, why don't we make him a tasty snack? No one can resist the temptation. Yep, a tasty... Why don't we head over to one...
So, you'd like a copy of Yaksha?
Yes.
Oh, aren't you generous?
Hey, isn't that, Star Snapper? What a quip! Did you hear the name of the book he just bought? Well, anyway, it was definitely a book about the Adepti. What? Really? What's so fishy about him? Huh. That's a good point. None of the other Adepti we've met seemed like they needed anything from anyone. Paimon thinks we should check out that book. Maybe we'll find out something about this guy that we can use. Hey there! We'd like a copy of Yakshas, the guard.
Huh. Since when did that old chap? You're a rare breed of youngster if this is what you like to read.
This is the one! Let's...
In ancient times, Liyue was a land of misery, where the shadow of evil loomed large. As slain gods festered, their vengeful wrath cursed the world, manifesting in infernal forms. When demons stirred, miasmas, monsters, and mutations infested the land. Then Rex Lapis summoned the Yakshas to vanquish the demons. They swore an oath: restore order through slaughter, purge evil through battle. To this, we dedicate our lives. Eons of bloodshed later, karmic debt weighed upon them, phantom wrath seeping into their broken souls. They went mad with fear, turned on each other, or succumbed to the darkness. Of the 5 foremost Yakshas, death came to 3, while the 4th vanished without a trace. In the millennia since, one conqueror of demons remains the sole surviving Yaksha in the mortal realm. And only on moonlit nights, in the glow from Guyon, and in the sound of the Dihua flute, is his memory preserved.
This book is about the Yakshas, a group of adepti who defend Liyue. Seems like a pretty niche topic. So, there used to be fog. Do you think that it could have anything to do? The book says that the rat, all of which sound pretty. Do you think those? The book says that the Yakshas, poisoned by the hateful thoughts of. It's so true. Yep, so back to the matter at hand. The things we need answers on are 1, where did those super evil look? Now to head back to where this all started and commence our investigation. Alright, let's...
Flee at my command, foul demons! Flee!
Lol.
Why won't you flee?
Uh-oh. Looks like Star and there are innocent bystanders!
Let's light it up!
अब क्या हुआ तुम्हारे अडप्टी को?
I don't get it. Has the evil aura of these hilly churls grown in intensity?
Sigil of permission, huh? Now why does that sound familiar? Right! It's a keepsake of the attempt. No wonder he was able.
What are you two babbling on about? One is were one but given an.
Well, as it happens, there goes another bunch.
One suddenly feels ill at ease. Surely one.
So you were just bragging after. Come on, Traveler. Looks.
Illusion shot. Adventure time. Adventure time.
Oh, it's that Conqueror of Demons again. No wonder.
Hello, Zhao.
It's you. I was purging some living beings that had been tainted by the demonic. It would appear that I have caused you some trouble.
Huh? He isn't. But you were exorcising demons. How is that causing trouble?
That is because the changes that occurred in these monsters stem from me. Or more precisely...
Mutations? Karma? Does that mean... Yeah! Paimon remembers that Xiao is also called the Vigilant Yaksha, isn't it? So...
I see. You must mean that piece of literati fan fiction from a few hundred years ago. All things are impermanent, and to exist is to suffer. We Yakshas have no need of sympathy or tears. My comrades who have passed on would see your tears as a stain upon their legacy.
Oh.
It matters not. In any case, I am on my way to
Wait! Take us with you!
No need. I'm used to fighting alone.
Well then... Oh! Consider...
Well, come on then.
Ah, yeah.
So, Xiao, you've been suffering from the bad karma all this time?
Suffering is my price to pay for eat.
Ooh, this place gives Paimon goosebumps.
I will use the ritual known as the Bane of All Evil to relieve this place of its karma. You must remain calm. Do useless. Worthless. Worthless. Worthless.
Bane of all evil. That must be the power you got for being a Vigilant Yaksha, right? Paimon's just realized that you only wear your mask when you're fighting the bad guys. But that Star Snatcher guy wears his mask the rest of the time too.
Star Snatcher. I am aware of no adeptus by such a name.
So he is a fraud! Well, what continue this discussion later. You should focus on your battle for now.
Useless. Worthless. 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 Here. Here. Worthless. It is good that we came here. An unusual number of living things had fallen under infernal influence. Had we not arrived in good time, the consequences would have been unthinkable. Now, this Star Snatcher you speak of, what is the situation?
Ooh, Paimon will tell you.
An Adeptus who grants wishes. To think that people could be so easily deceived by such blatant lies.
As an Adeptus, do you have the power to grant—
The Liyue of yesteryear would never ask the Adepti for boons unearned. Millennia ago, the ancestral people of Liyue asked for nothing more than the strength to defend the land they called their home.
To be honest—
However feeble people nowadays may be, they are not my concern. I concern myself only with following Rex Lapis's original decree.
Oops. Paimon spoke— Oh, one more thing? That—
Wait. Truly? Fool. If this continues, things may spiral out of even my control. We must—
Great minds think alike! And it just so happens that we've got a real adept—
No.
Who said anything?
It would certainly benefit Liyue if we could convince him to cease his I possess an art called Dream Trawler. It is normally used to but it can also be used to call for—
Whoa. Now that's a real Adepti art for ya.
A ritual must be performed for this art to be used. Assist me in gathering a few items. A censer, 7 lamps.
Reduce the temperature. Oh, but as for the censer and the 7 lamps—
Do you know of the 2 Yaksha statues that stand guard beside him? The ancestors of the people of Liyue built shrines there to honor the Yaksha. Once you have found them, meet me at the Yaksha statues.
혼자 있고 싶지 않아
Shine down!
Ooh, this temple will probably...
The spirit soars the mountains high.
Sorry to interrupt you, but...
Well, I'll be. A pair walk into a shrine, neither to seek
We know it's rude to ask, but...
for the dream trawler ritual. I have been in the shrine for far longer than you would expect. Perhaps as a reward for my faithfulness.
Wow. Hyman's never...
It matters not. Take what they serve little purpose here, in any case.
This censored... At least it isn't as run down as the shrine. So, next, we just need to grab... Hyman thinks we've got all the ones we can use now. But let's say bye to... Huh? Where...
I had presumed that once you had acquired what you came for, you would forget about me and simply be on your way.
It's that guy's voice! Hello?
My physical form ceased to exist over 1,000 years ago. What you witnessed earlier was an illusion, created by the Adepti art known as mortal lingering. Now that you have taken the 7-star lamps and censer used in the mortal lingering ritual, I was once a junior in the Order of the Yakshas, bestowed with the name Pervases by Rex La. Today is the anniversary of my death. That aside, you were sent.
So, you...
I sense his aura upon you. Even after all these millennia, he still must endure such tremendous suffering. I am truly ashamed.
Don't say that, Pervases.
Life is a precious thing, yes. But when I think of the burden that the conqueror of demons must bear, death seems to me to have been the easy way out. A selfish indulgence, even.
Pervases.
I apologize. Birthdays on mortal lingering will not last much longer. Take care, you two. By wave and storm.
Huh? Looks like he's gone. We should get going. But let...
Guess it's true. One girl can steal the room. I promise I'll hit on your every word. I fucking loved everything that I heard, and even your voice. To me was amazingly cute. I couldn't leave you on the doorstep with a bite. I had to kiss your lips and say goodnight. At that moment, I knew I was falling for you. And I can't believe how you let me go now. I gave you my heart. It was yours to keep. And I can't think right. Stuck on my mind. I guess I'll pray that tomorrow is a better day. How can someone so new make me smile and make me feel like I'm worthwhile? I'll tell you.
Where did that really go?
Never forget that January night. They even stayed awake to make sure you were safe. Left in my hoodie to get you through the day. There's nothing more I could have done to prove I'm right. And I can't believe can't think right. Stuck on my mind. Guess I'll pray. Tomorrow is a better day.
Better than nothing.
I can't believe how you let me go now. I gave you my heart. It was yours to keep.
Have you gathered the items for the ritual? This sensor and these lamps. They're designed...
Oh, and...
Pervases. Yes. This does have the hallmarks of something Pervases might do. As I thought, it seems that he could not leave Liyue behind, either. Place the sensor in the middle, and surround it with the 7-star lamps. Adorn the area with the items of abject cold. Yes, this will do. Now, the next step is the key to performing Dream Trawler. There are 4 steps to performing this ritual. Offering incense, meditation, incantation, and loosing an arrow. Adepti arts are the product of millennia of study by Adepti. Do not failure to take this seriously could cause the technique to devour one's own body, or cause the spirit to be sundered from one's flesh permanently. When offering the incense, we place the incense into the censer with reverence for Rex Lapis in our hearts. Meditation is to empty ourselves of trivial thoughts. Then we shall recite the incantation in a loud voice. Finally, we will loose an arrow towards each of the Yaksha statues. If all goes well, Star Snatcher's soul. If you have no other questions...
Then we meditate. Paimon really... It looks like the Yaksha statues are glowing at the waist. So we just fire 1 arrow each at the group.
Use of amber. The only use of amber.
Outrider Amber, reporting.
We finished the ritual! And...
Close in. Leave the rest to me.
There is one. Huh? You two look familiar. What's with one's body? One feels light. An Adepti art? But as for the matter of one's present location... Wait, that must be it. Of course it must. One must indeed be in...
There's no helping this guy, is there?
Huh? What is the meaning of this?
Alright, time to take him down a peg.
No one escapes by... not so hard!
Such impertinence. One's... Hey, stop it! Stop it! Ow!
So weak.
Please stop! I surrender! I surrender! No! No! Oh, how did I ever have the misfortune? Please, great Adepti, spare me.
We did call your spirit here, but we're
You deceive the masses with quackery. Masquerade as an Adeptus. Exorcise demons without exterminating them. And one day, you will reap that which you have sown.
seems like shells.
Oh, great Adeptus. Might I ask your name? It really is you.
You know about...
Of course. My grandfather was... To this day, I'm an avid collector. But ever since I discovered a sigil of permission, while rummaging... At first, I was just imitating the Adepti for fun.
Huh. So does...
Yes. Please, allow me to swear this oath. I swear to turn away...
I will remember.
Thank you.
He seemed very earnest when he was making that... Oh, wait. We haven't gotten the sigil of
swept you off of your feet. Am I the one who drives you out and just can't compete? Oh, darling, I just can't sleep.
Hey there, boss.
Star Snatcher. He signed in here under the name Wong Ping An. He's already checked out. He said he wished to go on a... Ah, yes! He also requested that I give this letter to a traveler.
Talking fairy?
Well, anyway, you must be the traveler.
How strange that he would leave a letter. Come on, open it. Huh? Seems like he actually left us a few nice trinkets. Along with... Woohoo! The Siege of Paimon hasn't met a bad guy like him in a long time. Yeah. Permission back.
You have my thanks.
May I take your order, sir?
1 grilled tickerfish.
Certainly. We'll prepare it for you.
Huh. No almond tofu this time?
Tickerfish was Pervasi's favorite dish. I just wanted to...
Huh.
I waved... Was there anything else? I am accustomed to eating alone.
Uh-huh. And so... I'll take care of it.
down! Forth my blade! Terra Smash! To dust!
Illusion shattered!
Yeah! One with my blade! Submit for judgment! Swift and merciful!
Now you shall perish! Ha! Ha! Shine down!
I'll protect us.
Ha! Terra Smash! Yeah!
Illusion shattered!
One with my blade, from whence you came! Terra Smash! To dust!
Let the show begin.
Shine down!
Forth my blade! Submit for judgment!
Illusion shattered!
Quake! Terra Smash!
There is no escape! Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down!
I'll protect us.
There is no escape!
wish you were by my side. You are the best any girl could ever wanna be. Always nice, always kind, in the back of your own mind. Is it wrong, is it right to think I could be so high? In the sky, baby, I'll run, 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 run. Baby, I'll run, 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 run after you. Baby, I'll run, 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 run.
Benny's Adventure Team, assemble!
After you, when I see you, I forget the world is happening. I
or
just
not.
stop and stare. Your smile so bright makes the sun want to run and hide. I can't believe my find. The impossible is possible in my dreams, and in my dreams you're mine. I look up at the stars at night, think of you, and wonder where you are. Is it wrong? Is it right to think I could be so high? You're the moon in the sky, baby, baby, I'll run, 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 baby, I'll run, 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 run after you. Run, 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 baby, I'll run, 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 run after you. Through time, through space, my love for you will never fade. Baby, I will hold true. Two worlds apart, how can I get to know you, babe? Why is this space so far? One tone, too hard.
Let's finish this swiftly.
But baby, you got after you, baby, I'll run, 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 baby, I'll run, 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 run after you, baby, I'll run, 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 baby, I'll run, 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 run after you, baby, I'll run, 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 baby, I'll run, 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 run after you.
Illusion shattered!
Let's light it up! Yeah.
Ha! There is no escape! Illusion shattered! Shine down!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Off we go!
Illusion shattered!
To dust! Burn!
Shine down! Torn to oblivion! There is no escape!
Retribution!
Illusion shattered! There is no escape!
Let's light it up!
Quick!
Illusion shattered!
Huh! Everybody stand back!
Burn!
Shine down! Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered!
My apologies. If I could sketch you his portrait, I would.
DRP. Hello bro. Ultimate Gaming.
Sister Rosaria! So here you are! Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but...
You're badass.
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows?
Huh? Well, that...
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and...
We'd better watch out. She seems like a danger.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was with...
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... the honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the...
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
So, are you up?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
There is no escape. Let's light it up. Let's light it up.
Want a taste of my hammer?
Illusion Let's light it up!
Should replace my hammer.
It's a miracle!
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example?
I'm going in!
Verdict is... Yeah.
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal! Everybody stand back! Illusion shattered!
Time for retribution! To dust! Put this quickly!
Let's light it up! Off we go! I'm going in!
I guess this is it. This one's well done.
There is no escape!
You will pay for that. This one's well done.
Illusion shattered! Adventure time!
This one's well done.
Shine down!
Unfortunate fault.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Beetle? Why would he hang around a place like this?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been ashamed to leave these particular hilly churls unfinished.
What's up with painting hilly churls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow! Look at the detail!
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and the cyclical lives of such primitive communities. Such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at...
Hold your horses. Something. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you... what a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. But back to the point.
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So then, if I'm not mistaken, I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa, you wanna...
You're right. Giving for example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you, in that it hails from another world, helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out...
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world, but you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you...
shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Mora, knowledge, and the answer to the question you are seeking. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be...
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
Question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than whatever it was?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
holding you to it?
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy related disciplines I'm any good at. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person, how you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Think fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
What a stupid question! Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springfield to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey! How would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in their research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly,
Human
this mysterious
experimentation is
elemental
banned.
power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple exercise. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
There is no escape!
Burn!
Vengeance!
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Let's light it up!
Time for retribution! Ha!
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal course of events?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved, but if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign. Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver. All going to plan. We should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but let's keep our eye...
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
I'm going in! Illusion shattered!
What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider, you don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that he did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world... Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apology. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more.
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try. In line with my expectations. I've just tried some. And remember to keep calm at all. I'll be noting down up. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Tasty? You got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary
So you knew you'd be sick and still drink some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as element...
Aw, Paimon wanted something...
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar result. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an opt. People are the same. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we... For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine, or an Eye of the Storm. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a... Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth...
You can count on...
Is he trying to join the Knights? What? Huh?
Before we can... If you're interested, why not have a look around?
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. Well, on with it. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side, I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, no. You shan't be... Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
Using willpower, really?
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may... Anyway, why don't you cook up...
Cooking?
Not only is this recipe a staple for me...
Paimon, that does sound yummy though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good, but...
I'll leave you to it then. Look, if there's anything left...
Paimon... How are we gonna channel out... Where does he get these ideas from anyway? Let's just...
That was fast. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless... Could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a...
Not to worry. At least we put some... And here's your portion.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Not that Paimon would have been able.
Hey! But you do have taste. And you're right, we are good friends.
Yes. There are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge, and I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want to—
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace— If you had, say, superpower, I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you—
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh, yeah!
Is this bug?
This must be electrohypostasis powder. The extract of an animal crystal fly can only be animal.
Goodness. You managed to— I'm wondering. This element—
Yep. Guess it does sort of—
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power.
You mean—
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental— Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity— In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there. So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical— Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, I will factor the time expended and your top speed.
The opposite side of the lake.
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, then if you would, please.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen... Your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're...
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. If it turns out that the natural laws of Tevat do not affect you, I should be able... If the natural laws of Tevat do affect you, then I shall be able to make the innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights. It would be...
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I may be about to make some analogies between you and gold, petrified trees. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly trails? Because you got to see some...
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part...
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be like...
Of course not. You have been of great... Now, before we head back to the camp, follow me. There are some...
Has been making all these obstacles. Some days I wake up and I feel like I'm unstoppable, and then the next day it feel like it's all impossible. The world is at my fingers, but there's nowhere else I wanna go. And last night I finally hit my limit. Flickering my system, but never had clearer vision. Punching walls with stone keys, glass shards and broken screens. I couldn't keep blaming life for problems, cause I know it's me. The root of all these issues is the lack of all my actions. Tired of feeling like I'm not committed to my passions. And as the tears flow, I had a moment of clarity, feeling like I'm finally hearing all the things I would say to me, like, I'm begging you to cut the axe in the annex. It isn't any kind of magic, ain't no rabbit and hat trick. It's just maximum actions, and that's with natural talent. And it's gonna actually happen once you can axe the distractions. But right now nobody's nearing ya. Doing nothing is your mode and your median. You wanna flounder, you should go to aquariums. The block is mine like I'm owning Ethereum. I know you can hear me, but it's slow and I'm fearing you gon' end up like another fucking old with a sneering man. Just walk around with no need for air and lungs.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. Remember that this is a test of intellect. So should you get lucky in any way, that won't be... So, let's see you in action. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
There is no escape! Ha!
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Illusion shattered!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Burn! There is no escape!
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do? Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, These belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for what, let me make a copy first. I'll make
Another thing for the don't understand list. Seems like if you want the
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kind of looking forward to seeing the result of all, unless you can think of anything better to do.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on.
You!
I most certainly did not. And I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy—
No way! Paimon would have sensed—
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense— In any case, I'm not about to let a potential—
So, what are you gonna do?
I've investigated everything else. The only—
But we don't need—
That much is true, but for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd make—
Overtime.
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh.
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the time for the results? We got a myriad of data today. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is...
You couldn't tell that just by— We spent all day working—
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you. But in fact, have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing's— The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. But after imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself? It would seem that that's...
Paimon thought, with all our efforts...
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficient. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel... Don't be sad. Albedo, Paimon really...
Thank you both. Even if dispelling lonely, your help inspired me to discover the means to make... I mean, at the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountain, in the future. If the need arises, well... I made a point throughout of telling him how ordinary there is... But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections. But those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, can I rely on you to stop?
That was awesome.
Listen, as long as you stick to your own path, it doesn't matter what Mother Nature throws at you.
Shine down!
Retribution!
Now you shall perish!
Terra Smash! Is this an answer? Yeah!
Better than nothing.
There is no escape! Let's light it up!
You're open.
Illusion shattered! Take cover!
That tingle? That tingle?
Let's light it up!
I got careless. That tingle?
That's gonna hurt in the morning.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
We'll need more where that came from.
Shine down! Illusion shattered! There is no escape!
Better than nothing.
It's shocking how much work there is to do, even for the three.
And she's been handling it alone all along. The Qixing secretary clearly is a...
Huh? You're...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're here?
We are Miss Ningguang's private secretaries, not
Servants, really.
Have you seen Miss Ganyu, Traveler? It has been several days since Ganyu left for Joyun Karst. She's the general secretary of the Liyue Qixing. We've only taken...
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti after the latter had denounced Liyue, they still want to pay their respects to the Illuminated Ones. They commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Joyun Karst and bring the Adepti. Still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual response.
Is that so?
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Even when it's time for her annual leave, Ms. Ganyu stays on duty at Yuehai Pavilion saying there is still so much to do. She couldn't possibly be using her mission as an excuse to slack.
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But
It's because of this absurd work. When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for Miss Ganyu, we thought...
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far...
Speaking of Julian Karst, Traveler.
of course, we've been...
Ah, that's good news. Could you go to Julian Karst and find Miss Ganyu for us? We're saved.
It's about time.
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang for...
So Ganyu left to visit Cloud Retainer. Doesn't she live in Mel Outsung? We should hurry up. Paimon hopes we can find her there. Standing over there. That's Ganyu! We finally found her! Ganyu!
You two. I did not expect to meet... I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please contact...
Huh? You don't want to be the Qixing secretary?
That's why you're here? You want...
What?
The clouds fold and unfold. When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, my Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor. Perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. I appreciate your kindness, but after 1,000 years away, I came back to Julian Karst.
Who disturbs the peace of these mountains?
Cloud Retainer?
One merely jests. One...
Wow!
Come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. A matter leads, not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. Yes. Since you are Ganyu's...
Cloud
Nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a child.
Oh, Paimon wants to...
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were... When one was still taking care of her. One was pestered most often to touch her horns. She was elsewise loath to sleep. Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, the day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was so fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights.
Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
One's intention was merely to relieve the awkward tension.
And you did
Be that so, but returning to Ganyu, one cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun... One will tell you more about her, if you should permit it. Most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But... just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this much of Ganyu's thoughts. Alone, she will find her predicament hard to conquer. One hopes that you will accompany her.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, Liyue hasn't given up on her. She's got it all wrong. Anyways, what's that training Ganyu was talking about?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Jueyun Karst. At her she should be in the southern part of Mount Alt.
Huh, is that so? Let's go take... Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon? So here you are, Ganyu.
Why did you come here? Is that so? You really are interested in the ways of Adepti. This trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. Its goal is to help me feel like an Adeptus again. The training is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like she is too unaware of the abilities of others.
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. If you're ready.
There's a lot of gliding around. It does feel like something Cloud Retainer would come up with. Is a really awesome shooter!
If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised. Next on the agenda... way behind schedule. We've completed the task. I agree. You possess many qualities similar.
Ganyu, what were you planning to do once?
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by Cloud Retainer is only the first trial.
Huh? So there are more trials prepared by other Adeptus?
No. The only Adeptus who can unlock my true...
Who is it?
Conqueror of Demons.
Huh. So it's Shao. That cool...
I found him unapproachable at first, too. He's already waiting for me.
Of course we are.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.